So I'm going to be showing you guys a quick, fun little project that involves kind of like a silhouette trace of this here muscle car. And we're going to talk about how to warp text so it looks like it's stretching over different places. So before I even address the text, I'm going to grab my pen tool. I'm going to make sure the fill is something different than the red, something I can see. I'm going to do kind of like this greenish. I'm also going to bump the opacity down just so I can really see what I'm doing here. So I'm going to come over here, bump that down. And if you want, you guys can turn your stroke on for now, but I would 100% recommend turning it off later so I can see that nice blue line. And I am just going to basically trace the car. I'm not going to worry about all the curves too much yet because I'm going to show you a quick way to take care of that. I'm just going to come along and get the basic outline. I am doing things like whatever that part of the car is. I don't know. Notice I'm going from point to point here. This is going to be a big curve, and I'm planning on bumping that up. And I don't like to have a million anchor points. So I'm just going around. Again, going to be able to bump that curve up later. And this is where I'm running into trouble because I didn't actually apply my opacity. Now I can see. And I'm going to bump the curve here, so I'm just going straight through. Here, again, straight through. This little doohickey. Whatever this is called. I'm not good with cars. All right, so I've got the very basic shape of the car. And I need to address some of these points that are not matching up very well. I'm going to go to my curve tool. You could do it the conversion way. I like this way. I'm just going to click and drag until it matches up. Same thing over here, drag until they match up. And you may have to go back in and add other anchor points. Same thing here, click and drag. And like with this one, I need to come over here and drag. Maybe bring this back out. It's a delicate balance, children. Same thing up here. Drag it on up. That one's nearly perfect. We like that. And just pull that out. And so I've got a pretty decent approximation for my car. I'm actually going to do the windows next. And I'm going to leave this transparent because I need to see where I'm putting them. Let's do a light white. Once again, I'm going to drop the opacity. That's for everything. Don't do that. Apparently, I have to do that after I start. And I want to leave kind of like a thin strip here. Otherwise, it's going to make my life hard later. So just kind of coming in here, coming around, closing my shape up. If I really wanted to, I could go back and get that mirror later. But spoiler alert, I don't really want to. Down a little bit. All the way over and up. And that doesn't work. That doesn't look good. So we're going to bump that opacity down and do some curving. Much more natural. Same thing over here. Really bump that down so I can see what I'm doing. Curving it. Curving it. And I don't want to go too much over that other one. Let's make this bend. There we go. And I need to remember to do the back window. Once again, pretty please, leave a small strip. You will thank me later. So that doesn't look like the window at all. Let's curve it. This is just only sort of barely curved. All right, cool. So I've got my silhouette, I've got my windows, I've got this gross looking color because I have red on top of brown. And I'm going to do a couple minus fronts. So I've selected that first window and the body of my car. Come over here to minus front. Boom, window gone. Same thing, all of these are on top or in front of the car body. Minus front. Once more, with feeling, we're gonna minus them fronts. Maybe. I think I may have deleted my other window. Order is important, children. So I'm gonna minus the front of this first. There we go. Now let's do this one. Make sure you do them in the order that you created them. Fun fact about Illustrator, apparently. So I've got this nice green car. I'm going to go ahead and bump up my opacity again. And it's looking pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and come in and do the wheels with an ellipse. Sticking with the same color just for now. Bumping down the... That's still selected. We're going to bump down the opacity so we can line stuff up. That's better. I'll shrink that down. If you hold shift, you can preserve the proportions of your circle. And then I could do another circle inside the circle. There we go. And I'm going to pull a minus front switcheroo again. Cut that out. So only the wheel remains. Let's talk about whatever these are called, the spokes. Same color. So I'm going to eyedropper this. Deselect my wheel first. Turn off my stroke. And I'm going to come in here and make a few adjustments. So let's make this part here slide to the left. Opacity down. That's pretty close. I'm going to use my pen tool to create these, and I'm going to make sure I follow the form. Opacity is your friend. And to be perfectly honest, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. It just has to look close. I'll be good with that. Try your best, but if you're like me, you might have some issues with cars. Once more with feeling. Last one, thank goodness. I'm just going to have that reach all the way out. There we go. So far, good to go. Should probably have this one reach out too. And then I can come in and create these little bitty lug nuts. One, hold the Option key to click and drag. Oh, that's rotating it. That's the only thing about them being so little bitty. I'm holding the Option key while I drag these around to get the same shindig. Looks pretty close. I'm going to fix the opacity on this and the wheel. The wheels on the car go beep, beep, beep. And that's looking pretty cool. I'm going to do the same thing for the other wheel, but you guys don't need to watch me do that.